presentation of Sports Talk Radio.
It's this man. It's the compassion. It's the dignity. It's the wisdom. It's the horse sense of the guy.
You know what? This is crap. We're going to stop this.
I can't stand it. Run it again. Huddle up and run it again.
We're rolling now.
I think so.
Microphones are on.
Marker 8, 10, go.
The Aggies.
Merrill for the lead. He's got it!
The Jazz.
Stockton. Open three. Yes!
The high schools.
Waffle's going to take it on the quarterback draw. He's to the 30, the 25, makes a move to the 20, 15, 10, 5. He's into the end zone.
If it's the sport you care about, we're talking about it.
Number 4 of my best non-sports sports. Wife carrying.
I beg your pardon?
It's the Full Court Press with Eric Frandsen and Ajay Salvesen.
Because what you're really saying when you're using all this blabberish is, Ajay, you were right and I was wrong. That's what I'm hearing from you.
106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Eric Frandsen, Ajay Salvesen here in the studio.
Why do you say it like you're curious?
No, just Kyle messed with my microphone, and now it's like sounding really weird.
Oh yeah, he might have been finagling with the board a little bit.
He was messing around. So now I have to turn yours like way down.
And he's like, "Hey, I fixed it," and I was like, "What did you fix?"
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I need to go in there and fix the mics." Well, what's wrong with their mics?
It's not the mics, man. It's our computer through the board.
Well, now my microphone's sounding really weird.
What do you sound like? I'm not even gonna listen. I'm not even gonna throw the headset on. I don't want to.
Well, he's like, "Oh, I gotta fix it because somebody else uses this for a different reason in front of the studio, but it's not normal for me to."
Oh yeah, I saw the individual in here using it, and I was like, "Oh, geez, wait, we fixed it for that." I was actually.
Maybe I just got to get used to it.
I was not too happy.
If I sound weird, or at least weirder than normal, I should clarify that.
There we go.
Let us know on the Guild Mortgage text line 435-339-0321.
Let us know if we're on air. Actually, are we on air still, or are we off air?
We should be on air. We didn't have a show Thursday. We didn't have a show Friday. Abbreviated shows on Tuesday and Wednesday last week.
And then we have a abbreviated show today, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yes.
Okay, so
but
first of all... But there are
good things happening here on the studio.
Yeah, sure.
In the station. I don't know if I said the studio.
So, my question is because, like, I loved... You okay? I mean, you are having some issues over there, man. There you go. Just making adjustments.
Yeah, everything got moved in here.
Eric sounds like he's in the bathroom, 9315. Great. That's because he is. He's got a machine in the bathroom, and he's doing the show from there. That's why he sounds weird. So I enjoyed, actually, on the app, just in my car, turn on 106.9 The Fan. I have it on my app with my earbuds in it, listening to the games. That was cool. And, dude, those guys are so good at calling a basketball game. Like, you want to talk about pure, like, poetry and how they call it. Like, you see everything through the way they call a game on the radio, which is really amazing. Like, I honestly, I could see everything going on through the way they called the game. It's one of my favorite times of the year because you get to listen to the very best of the best do those games.
And we've had some great games.
Oh, man.
This tournament. Oh,
absolutely.
My gosh. Every day. Friday, good chunk of the day, Friday was not as exciting as Thursday was, but as the day went on, games got more interesting. And we had more fascinating games on Saturday and again last night. It's been a great, great tournament.
So we want to hear everybody's opinions about what they saw and what through the first 2 rounds of basketball. We go to the Sweet 16 starting Thursday evening. But love to hear everybody's opinions based on, what's your bracket like? Does it suck? Does it look good? Let's see, 896 they had texted in on Thursday near midnight. Oh my gosh, man, he was up late. He says, I know it's after hours and neither of you guys are there, but I assume you'll get this first day back. Hi. Oh my gosh, 5 up and 5 down. I have heard of our league being called overrated, mountain worst, whom didn't deserve a bid anywhere. So can I, Eric, if we're going to rip on the Mountain West going 0-5, can we rip on
That's the NCAA tournament plus the NIT. Yes.
Can we rip on the Big Ten being a joke too? 2 years, 18 teams, and only 3 have ever made it to this. Only 3 teams in those 2 years, the last 2 years, have made it to the Sweet 16. 18 bids, and only 3 teams in those combined 18 bids of the 2 years have made it into the Sweet 16. Where is the anger? Where is the riots and shouting of how come the Big Ten's got so many bids and they can't go out there and win games against teams like, these lower teams, and it's so bad, it's embarrassing. Come on. Now, granted, yes, did the Mountain West go 0-5 in postseason play? Absolutely. 0-4 in the NCAA tournament? Yes. But you look at the draws, and they weren't good. In fact, they were so bad that I didn't pick any of them to win a game. San Diego State had a very just a tough shooting. I mean, they were up 9 with 2 minutes left. Probably should have won it.
Aztecs, they can only put the blame on themselves. They had the opportunity. Yeah. They messed up. They had opportunity to seize momentum after this Creighton star player gets hurt and goes to the locker room. They're down. There's a moment to seize momentum, and they didn't.
Well, Matt Bradley, supposedly this player of the year candidate and such,
and they totally go quiet the last 2 minutes of regulation.
But Colorado State got out physical by Michigan, even though they were up 15 in that game. They ended up falling to Michigan. Wyoming played a good Indiana team who came back hungry in that and wanted to prove that they belong. Lost that game. So it's not. I get it. Like, people want to say, well, they got 4 teams in. They'll never have 4 teams ever again. Why does the Big Ten get 9 teams in? And only, 3 of them advanced into the second round, I think? Like, it wasn't even that good of a round from them. So why are they getting the bypass of, like, oh, it's okay, next year will be your guys' year? I don't get this.
It's all the ESPN guys taking a victory lap, too. Like,
yeah.
BPI said Mountain West wasn't good. You all gave us crap. And look, here it is. So, yeah, not a good look for the Mountain West. Will they get 4 bids again? Sure, it's possible. But I remember several years back when they got 5 and they performed real poorly that year. It's taken till this season to get more than just 2 into the tournament for people to trust the Mountain West as a good league again. And so, the Mountain West did not help its case.
6-5-4-3. Very disappointed but not surprised at the exit of all the Mountain West Conference teams from the NCAA tournament. Until teams from this conference can show they belong, the Mountain West just will not get respect. Sad. I guess the Mountain West is just a good mid-major conference with a lot of overrated teams. I don't think they're overrated. They just play good teams.
Well, San Diego State has won in the tournament. Nevada has won in the tournament. So, there are teams in the Mountain West who have won games in the tournament recently.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a crap conference that somehow finagled a way to get 4 teams in. It's a good conference. They just underperformed when it came to those. And that's really unfortunate. That sucks.
9315. His brackets, is that good? I think it's good. He says, I'm still having great luck. I think it's how we ref Mountain West games that don't help us in the NCAA tournament, teach us how to be solid. Yeah, that's true. I think the reffing from Mountain West Conference tournament to the NCAA tournament is just completely not even on the same planet.
Well, but there was a great debate just from this last weekend about how some of these games are being called. Game to game, it's different, and we've talked about that in the Mountain West. And not within just game to game, within the game itself, it changes and evolves. Sure. So there's a fundamental issue with how games are called and consistently called. And look, there's got to be. I know Gottlieb. I heard him talking about this as part of the radio program in between games. Just like breaking it down, just how many referees you need in college basketball for both men's and women's. It's a lot of refs.
Yeah.
And in the NBA, at least there's accountability. They released a 2-minute report. They're constantly training and refining. How much is that really going on? How much of a detailed accountability is there at the college level with referees? It's a vast mystery that they will never let us know because, we got to protect the integrity. Well, you're saying they're infallible. They're above reproach when that's not true. They have to have some level of accountability and some level of training, and let's figure out who the best ones are, and let's figure out how to improve refereeing overall. It's really frustrating.
But as you mentioned before, kind of circling around to the top of the conversation, great games throughout the weekend. St. Peter's, which is the lowest funded school to make the NCAA tournament, now is in the Sweet 16, beating Kentucky, beating Murray State. Now they get a tough Texas team coming up. Or not Texas, Purdue, right? St. Peter's and Purdue, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I believe that's right.
So AJ Knight's going to be pretty upset after Thursday evening, which we all love to see. But yeah, I mean, I think Michigan doing what they've done. They were at 11 seed. People said, well, why are they in? Now they're in the Sweet 16. It's pretty cool to see. And I mean, there's been that pit of dominance as well. Kentucky was really disappointing. Year after year, John Calipari gets this great talent, and he's only got one national title to show for it. One. He's got all this great talent and only one national championship. Like, at what point does he get held accountable for it?
Yeah, but he can't ever hold on to his talent.
Well, that's because he tells all his talent, hey, it's one and done. Hey, you want to go play in the NBA after your freshman or sophomore year? We can get you there. We can make you be that guy. That's on him for selling it in recruiting. Go in there and be like, hey, we want you to get a degree. We want you to be a Kentucky Wildcat for life, graduate with honors as a Kentucky Wildcat, and you have a great basketball career, and hopefully be in the NBA someday. Like, sell it to a different point so where you're not got guys jumping ship if they're not in the NBA after 1 year. That's on him.
Maybe. To some degree, yes. I agree. Because he's pushing, come here, play right away. I will enhance your stock and get you to the next level. But, what would he look like if he had a roster of experienced players?
It would have helped. I don't think they lose to St. Peter's the way they did. I mean, that was bad.
Yeah, but look what St. Peter's did the following week. Yes, it's Murray State, but still.
No, it's because Kentucky lost that game. St. Peter's didn't beat Kentucky. Kentucky lost that ball game. Kentucky played not Kentucky basketball. Not 2-seed basketball.
Okay, let me ask you generally about your bracket. And I don't want to get into, my bracket this or my bracket that. Because I think that's really kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But when you put your bracket together, you try to make sense and pick the teams you think they're going to win. Mm-hmm. And then once the games begin, are you beholden to what you picked and are upset when you pick something wrong? Or if you see an upset happening, you get excited for the upset?
Both. Oh, I'm thrilled. Like, I'm thrilled that you get a Cinderella story in there. Like, I think it's awesome. But at the same time, I'm thinking, Kentucky or Tennessee, what are you doing? Like, how do you play like crap when it matters most? And so then I'm putting red marker all over my bracket because it just gets shredded. After 2 rounds of play, there's just red marks everywhere. And I'm like, okay, this team looked like they were a 2-seed team. This team looked like they were an Elite 8 basketball team. And because and this tells you the pressure that's on those teams, on those players, on those kids. 1 game and your season is over. It only takes 1 game. You can play great for 30 games during the regular season and non-conference play. You can play wonderful basketball. It takes 1 game to screw it all up and end it all in the NCAA tournament. You play a 3-game series of Kentucky and St. Peter's, Kentucky wins the next 2 and this thing's over. But it's 1 game. It's all it takes.
1 game.
I'm like, oh man, you couldn't for 1 more game, you couldn't hit a 3. For 1 more game, you couldn't get a stop against a team that has never even seen a big time college basketball court. Like, that was your first big nationally televised game, and guess what? You're the ones that crap the bed, and you're on there every single week. I was bugged, yeah. So both answers.
See, because my son's like giving me crap because I'm cheering for this upset that I'm seeing on TV.
Yeah.
He's like, no, Dad, you picked the other team.
Yeah.
You should be cheering for this team because that's what you picked. I'm like, no. When the games start happening, I get excited for the upset. Yeah. I'm particularly pulling for the underdog.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you.
And I don't, we've got some cases where you look at, where did it go? You've got some, like a number, in the Midwest region, you've got a number 11 versus a number 10 in the Sweet 16. But it's Iowa State and Miami. Like, was I really excited that number 10 Miami beat number 2 Auburn, or that number 11 Iowa State beat number 3 Wisconsin? No, because that's Power 5 versus Power 5. So that didn't really excite me. Other than, how about Otzelberger, or whatever his name is, who used to be at UNLV, and the job he's doing now with the Cyclones.
Yeah.
It's like, holy cow, what a turnaround for them. But when it comes to somebody like even Houston, who's a number 5 seed, strong team. Like, I'm excited for Houston to play well. Absolutely for St. Peter's. But when I see, like, North Carolina beating Baylor, and that was a heck of a game, it's not like I'm really excited to see that number 8 beat a number 1.
But see,
it's fun basketball.
But I am for that, because
it made for a fun game.
A UNC team that lost Roy Williams leaves. Coach Hubert Davis is there. You don't know what you're going to get out of them. They've been a middle-of-the-road ACC team for much of the season, and then they turn around, and they, at one point, were crushing Baylor. Now, granted, they gave up that 25-point lead, went to overtime, and had to survive through that. But still, like, you're like, all right, UNC, good to see you back.
1534. Same thing with Pac-12, Pac-10. I guess 10.2 a few years ago, but made up for it last year. Yeah, that's true. Pac-12 had struggled.
Yeah.
In the postseason, they had got a lot of bad rap, and then UCLA went deep, made a big run. We got some teams, playing well again. Arizona is there. UCLA is still in it. So, yeah, they're getting a little bit more credibility now. But look, the Mountain West, 4 teams to the NCAA tournament, 1 to the NIT. It's great experience for the underclassmen. So the big question is, what do they do with it next year? How many of those guys who gained that experience are here next year and are big contributors to their teams? Because there was a lot of senior experience on those 5 teams.
Yeah, ton.
But there's a good number of underclassmen who will still be back.
Well, even a better question, how many of the coaches are still in the Mountain West Conference after this year? Does Nico Medved get a look? Does Jeff Linder get a look? Does Brian Dutcher get a look somewhere? I think Brian Dutcher will stay. I think he's an Aztec until Michigan has another opening. I think Nico Medved's looking at P5 places left and right, trying to get a sniff of what's going on. I think he could see. I'm kind of surprised he didn't look at the LSU, or maybe he didn't. We just didn't know about it. But I thought LSU would have been a good fit for him. But we'll see if he gets a look. I think everyone else I think stays put. But yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9. But think about the donation money Kentucky is going to be getting over the next several years. Calipari is the best development officer that the university ever had. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like Kentucky basketball does rake in the dough pretty well. I get it.
True.
Still you got all that talent, man. You got to start winning games. You should be past the first round. You should be in the Sweet 16 every single year. Should be.
SEC's great basketball conference. And Big 12 is a great basketball conference, as they're proving right now. So there's Big 10 normally should be a great basketball conference, but they're falling short.
Hey, speaking of coaches,
so it ebbs and flows. I guess that's my point.
Yeah. Speaking of basketball coaches, can I give a big quick shout out to Eric Peterson, former head associate assistant here at Utah State, followed Craig Smith at the University of Utah. In the same spot. Just got the head coaching gig at South Dakota. Really, really excited for Eric Peterson. One of the best dudes in the world. Texted him as soon as I saw the announcement and letting him know my congratulations. Really, really good dude. He's going to do great over there at South Dakota. He's going to do wonderful, wonderful things. I'm so stoked for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Absolutely.
Good for him. We need to take a time out here on the Full Court Press. Love to continue to hear from you about the NCAA tournament. Now, the Mountain West did or didn't do in the postseason. Also, Utah Jazz with a nice win last night over the Knicks. They're in action again tonight against the Nets. That will cut into our show a little bit, so we'll have pregame coverage for that game at 5:20 here on The Fan. Tip-off will be at 5:30. But before we take a step aside, just want to remind you that voting is now open for the Best of Northern Utah contest. Just go to bestofnorthernutah.com. Vote for your favorite businesses. You can vote for one vote per category. So that's one vote per category per day. You fill out your whole ballot and submit it when you're ready. It's a lot of different categories, more categories this year than there were a year ago. A lot more nominations came through this year than a year ago. So it's the biggest contest of its kind in Northern Utah. So let your voice be heard. Best of Northern Utah, presented by Campbell Snacks, home of Pepperidge Farm.
Best of Northern Utah.com.
Hi, this is Bob Larson with LSS Insurance. Medicare has lots of rules and regulations. If you are turning 65, preparing to retire, or have delayed Medicare, we can help. We can help you understand all the fine print and give you peace of mind. Let us help each step of the way to ensure you have the coverage you need. For more information, call 752-9493 or go to lssins.com. We are here to help. We have decades of experience and there is no cost to work with us. Call 752-9493.
Cache Valley Bank's newest branch is now open in Preston. I'm Lance Zollinger, and I'm excited to announce Cache Valley Bank is now open inside Stokes Marketplace. If you're an existing customer, you'll love the convenience. If you're not a customer, we'd love to have you open a new account with us, or even talk with us about a loan for your farm or business. Cache Valley Bank, a community bank where decisions are still made locally, now open in Preston. Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC.
If you want a natural stone look on your home without the expense, think Coldwater Stone in Tremonton. They have partnered with Castellite and Logan to bring you the look and style you want at a price much less than natural stone. Stop into Coldwater's Tremonton showroom or Castellite and Logan and see how they take some of the most beautiful resources the earth has to offer, then shapes and blends them to create your dream home. Create your custom masterpiece online at coldwaterstone.com. Coldwater Stone, the natural choice for all of your stone needs.
There's no reason to wheeze and sneeze while around dogs and cats. The Allergy Clinic, located in the Cache Valley Hospital and now in Providence next to the Bank of Utah, have an extremely aggressive treatment for dog and cat allergies. Get the help you need and stop avoiding friends and relatives' homes just because of their pets. Independent physicians Benyon, Blotter, and Robinette offer Cache Valley a full-time clinic to test and address all your allergy concerns. Most insurance products, including SelectMed, are accepted. The Cache Valley Allergy Clinic, with 2 locations inside the Cache Valley Hospital and now in Providence. Call 753-7880. That's 753-7880.
Nothing beats March Madness. The pure sound of a swish, the rattle of a slam dunk, the fans on their feet for the big moments. And the action just keeps getting better until a national champion is crowned. Hear all the action with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of this year's NCAA tournament, right here.
On Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
This is Nate Lamson with Valley Office Systems. Did you know that Valley Office Systems is a local company with Utah ownership, and we are debt-free with 47 years of industry experience? Valley remains your safe and smart choice for document solutions and all things office. Visit valleyofficesystems.com.
It's the Full Court Press, weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the Full Court Press. Eric Frandsen, Ajay, Salvesen.
Hey, 5980, I like this text from 5980. Is there more parity in the NCAA because there are so many top 3 seeds being taken to the end of the games or losing rather than blowing out teams they should beat talent-wise? You could say that. Like, here's the thing is, upsets and, like, the surprises and such, Eric, aren't what they used to be. Like, I mean, remember when like Valparaiso beat Iowa, right? We were all freaking out. Now it's like, oh, a 15 beat a 2 or a 13 beat a 4. Cool. Moving on. I think 5980 brings up a great point. There is a lot more parity because we don't see those 3-4 seeds routing these underclass teams, developed basketball teams anymore. Like, you see them hanging around. Now they got more like, they'll go into a game and they're like, oh, we're not really an underdog. Just go play our game and we have a chance to beat them. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, there were some blowouts.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
You look at Texas Tech. They beat Montana State by 35 points. Yeah, so there are some blowouts. They happen.
But every year we see upsets.
But there are a lot of really close games. And for some teams that are not Power 5 schools, now some of the things that are being discussed with the NCAA constitution and the way things are governed may threaten access to the NCAA tournament from those that are not part of these power conferences, which these last few days show why that is such a mistake.
Yeah. I like seeing other conferences, non-Power 5 conferences, get respect. Should there have been 4 Mountain West Conference teams in the NCAA tournament? Yes, absolutely.
They did what they did during the season.
You can't tell me they didn't deserve a
to
bid.
Be there.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't give a crap what Scott Van Pelt says. Scott Van Pelt doesn't know NCAA basketball. He just pretends like he does when he's on from 10 to 12. 9315 text in. Let's see here. I think, all right, bread and Hawaii buns, mayo, ice cream and stuff to make shakes, yes or no? Let's do bread, not Hawaii buns. I don't want mayo. I want Miracle Whip. What kind of ice cream are we going to do?
9315 sending the wrong text.
No, it's sending it to us. It's telling us, what do we want, Eric?
We're putting together a shopping list.
Well, what kind of ice cream do you want, Eric? Do you want to go Cookie Monster? Let's go. Let's go cookies and cream. Yeah, we'll make shakes. Sure, why not? Just want to drop them off here.
You know a secret good ice cream that I've recently discovered?
What?
It's from Red Button. It's Animal Cracker. So good. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so do you want to know crazy ice cream story? All right. So my dad owned an ice cream business for like 20-something years of my life. June of 2000, ice cream freezer, like the freezer breaks, and it melts the ice cream. It's on a Sunday afternoon in June. Melts the ice cream. We had to shovel out over 200 gallons of ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
Mixed together.
Ooh.
I hated ice cream. I hardly ever eat it anymore. I eat it maybe once a month. That's not an exaggeration. I can't do it.
That sounds gross. Bunch of ice cream soup.
Oh, don't, Eric.
6543. Do you think the transfer portal has helped parity?
Yes.
Ooh, yes. Great point.
Absolutely.
I think that has a lot to do with it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Players originally recruited to P5 schools don't like the coach, or they're not seeing the playing time, they're not getting what they thought they were going to get, transfer to other conferences where they can get more playing time, or other schools where they get more playing time. That opens things up. And that provides opportunities where these schools that are just missing like one great player to help get them to that next level, the transfer portal helps make that happen. But then on the converse also happens too. Like Utah Valley, one of their best players, he's entering the transfer portal now. Great guy in the low post, double-double machine, and within a day of him announcing he's in the transfer portal, it's just a huge list of P5 schools coming after him. I didn't see a single G5 or non-Power 5 school that was on the list that had reached out to him.
2409. All year we thought the referees in the Mountain West Conference were the worst referees alive. After this weekend, we should realize 90% of all referees are horrible. There were some extremely poor officiating going on this weekend. There was. I still think the Mountain West Conference sucks the worst, though. Like, when you're getting Dave Hall, Randy McCall, the dude who looks like Bill Clinton. The one guy who looked like Al Lewis was one of my favorite referees, and he's no longer in the Mountain West Conference. He quit. He was one of my favorite dudes. But there are some really... Tony Padilla...
Nope, nobody knows what a charge or a block is.
Nobody knows what the fetch a flop is. Or they're just like, oh, he flopped. Wait, Rowland flopped? Even though he got ran over by a 6'7", 250-pound guy. That's a flop. Like, it's just horrible. It's laziness from the Mountain West Conference. And you know what? Our commissioner doesn't care because he's at the barbershop getting his $5,000 hairdo done. And it's laziness.
Don't forget the dye.
The dye, yeah. And then he's going to choose his favorite, makeup stuff to put on. I mean, it's a joke, man. The Mountain West Conference is becoming embarrassing. Do you remember when Max Shulga threw that ball from half court, was meant to be a pass to Horvath, goes into the hoop, and they're like,
called it a 2.
It's a 2. It's a 2. And it's like, wait, why is it a 2? Well, because he wasn't intending to shoot it. He was intending to pass it. And I put it on Twitter. Dude, that thing got lit up like a Christmas tree. So the refs come out at halftime. They're like, hey, we didn't really know his intention, so we're going to call it a 3. And Ryan was like, what the heck does that even mean? I think it was Matt Henry that looked at us, and he goes, I don't even know what that means. And I was like, I don't even know what it means either. That's
Bizarre.
where the Mountain West Conference is at in refereeing, and it's embarrassing. It's so bad. Horrible. But yeah, I mean, we digress, I guess. Hey, by the way, speaking of which, spring football starting up at Utah State. I talked to Kyle Cefalo yesterday at the store. I swear, every time I see him, I have to reintroduce myself. I'm like, hey, I'm Ajay, and he's like, okay, what's up? And I'm like, well, Coach, I'm excited to see you guys at spring ball. Dude, they really like this Maryland kid who's coming out in the wideout group. Really excited about him. They think he's going to be something really, really good.
They're on the field right now practicing.
Yeah, it's funny because I was like, well, yeah, they're okay. And I'm like, just okay? I'm like, because I'm pretty sure you're going to turn him into an All-American receiver, at least one of them. And he goes, well, that's the hope. But, dude, I mentioned the Xavier Williams of Alabama, and he was like, well, this Maryland kid, he's really excited about him. They feel like they got some talent on offense that's going to really help put some points on the board.
That's cool. That's really cool. Practice is going on starting today and will continue throughout the week. They do have a few off days, Wednesday and Friday. Spring practices are underway as of right now. 435-339-0321 if you want to weigh in on what's gone on so far in the NCAA tournament. Utah Jazz were in action last night. A nice win against the Knicks. Are the Jazz starting to figure a few things out with their roster? Or it just, getting a few lucky bounces and things going their way right now. Big test tonight against the Nets with only a few weeks left of the regular season and a really kind of a long and challenging road trip they're on right now on the East Coast. 435-339.
And where's Quinn Snyder going to coach at? Is he going to the Lakers?
Yeah, his name's now attached to the Lakers as a potential.
Be angry, Eric, all you want.
Destination. 435-339-0321. Also want to remind you that the Cache Valley Media Group Home and Garden Show is coming up this weekend, taking place Friday and Saturday at the George S. Eccles Ice Arena. And they put a floor down so you're not walking on ice. But they've been doing it there for years, and a lot of businesses are there. Thousands of people come through those doors every year when they do it. A lot of great variety of types of businesses that are there. If you're trying to improve some things in your home or around your house, in your yard, in your landscape, it's a great place to talk to a lot of different people in one location, and it's really cheap to get in. It's the Cache Valley Media Group Home and Garden Show, which will be taking place Friday and Saturday at the Eccles Ice Arena in North Logan.
This is Jay with Daryl's Appliance. What happens when an appliance breaks down and the cost of the repair is more than the appliance value? You're stuck with a service call charge at most places, not at Daryl's. With our exclusive Under One Roof loyalty program, we discount the service call diagnostic charge when you decide to buy new from us instead of the repair. That's the Daryl's difference, because service always comes first. Daryl's West on Airport Road, open until 6 p.m. on weekdays, 5 on Saturday.
This year, celebrate your anniversary with diamond jewelry from S.C. Needham Jewelers. Diamonds are a lasting gift and will be passed to future generations. When you shop our store, you'll enjoy a large selection of diamond bands, diamond pendants, and diamond earrings. Or perhaps this is the year to remount your diamond in a new one-of-a-kind wedding ring. Design it yourself and have one of our goldsmiths make the perfect ring. If you're in the market, come today. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7. S.C. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block, at the sign of the clock.
It's time to vote for the best of Northern Utah. Presented by Campbell's Snacks, home of Pepperidge Farm.
Best of Northern Utah.
This is the contest every business hopes to win. So vote now and let your voice be heard. You can vote once per day, every day through March 30th at thebestofnorthernutah.com.
Best of Northern Utah.
Reward your favorite businesses in and around Cache Valley. Vote now in the 2022 Best of Northern Utah contest, presented by Campbell's Snacks, home of Pepperidge Farm.
Best of Northern Utah.
Hey everybody, this is Ryan from My Mattress. I wanted to give you an update on Lewiston and their sleeping habits real quick. They're doing amazing. They're sleeping in style. They're buying more beds than they ever have, but there is a little confusion with the citizens, and they've hired a sleep doctor. And here are the questions they're getting asked. Are you drinking caffeine late at night? Are you going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time each morning? And do you have a mattress from My Mattress? Our invitation is still here, Lewiston. Buy a mattress from My Mattress today and sleep better tonight.
The new year isn't the only thing we're celebrating here at Alpine Home Medical. This year marks our 25th anniversary, and we couldn't be happier to serve you. Hi, I'm Jay Broadbent. If you haven't shopped with us, we'd love for you to make us your one-stop shop for any of your home medical needs. They're always changing, so please don't hesitate to stop by any of our 10 locations throughout Utah and southern Idaho.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Or online at alpinehomemedical.com.
It doesn't matter who you root for. The Full Court Press has all the high school sports covered. The Full Court Press. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and online at 1069thefan.com.
Welcome back to Full Court Press. Eric Frandsen, Ajay, Salvesen. Guild Mortgage text line, 435-339-0321.
Hey, we're going to be live there tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m.
Yes.
Amy Smith and a gymnast are going to be there in the 5 o'clock hour. Congratulations to the Utah State Gymnastics team, who had a great region, or conference championship?
Conference championship.
Yeah, and won it. They'll get ready for the regionals. Don't think they'll qualify for nationals. So
top 25 team. They're ranked in the top 25.
I know, but they won't be able to qualify for nationals, which sucks.
Oh, they won't?
Nuh-uh.
Wow, that's too bad.
Because they do it by average of points, and from what I'm gathering, they're not even close. They only take 6 teams.
Oh,
that sucks.
Yeah,
that is the
bad.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Why do you only take
someone needs to take a hammer over the head and think about things for a little bit. That's such a dumb thing.
But hey, we're planning on having somebody from gymnastics join us at Guild Mortgage?
Yep, coach and a gymnast will be there. So what we're going to do, Eric, is what I'm planning on doing is grabbing one of those tables, and you and I are going to work on our beam, okay? So, and
a beam routine?
Yes. So what I want you to do tonight is
I don't know if those tables are supported enough to handle.
They're fine. You'll handle it. You'll be okay.
A beam routine.
Well, if you fall, and if you break the table, then you'll get a score of 0. So you're going to want to not suck. But our beam routines are going to be judged by Coach Amy Smith tomorrow. So be ready for that.
Would you be better on the beam or the floor?
Oh, floor. I can't do... Dude,
the vault.
Okay, so here's... Dude, do you know what I'm
You're probably pretty good on the vault.
No, can I just...
Because of your size, you could do really lots of tricks and flips and spins and
No,
stuff in the air.
Dude, I can barely do a cartwheel. Here's why I would be bad on the beam. Let me be straight with you, Eric. I have duck feet. One of my biggest fears is getting pulled over by a police officer. He thinks I'm drunk, and he's like, okay, I want you to, walk... I can do the ABC alphabetical order backwards, eyes closed, no problem. But if they ask me to walk a straight line, my feet point outwards. I can't walk a straight line. I'm not joking you. Because they're like, all right, you need to place one foot in front of the other and then walk I can't do that. My feet don't allow me to do it. I am absolutely hosed. And then they're going to be like, well, it looks like you're pretty drunk. No, my feet won't allow me to do it. And it's not going to go well. Dude, I'm terrified. I'm so scared.
I think I could do well in the floor.
Eric, you think you could do...
Just give me a little baton to flirtle around.
So you're going to chuck a baton in the air. It's going to turn around and hit you in the head. It's going to bounce on the ground. And then the one other end's going to hit you right in the Wachobies.
I just think with my moves,
I want to see these moves. I want to see these moves.
Spring up in the air.
That supposedly... Oh, please, let me see this. Oh, I beg of you.
With some happy jazz hands.
pair of fingers.
9315 for Ajay. Beam routine. Going to be a janitor with a mop and broom. Dance on the table?
Dude, I could do that. Yeah, give me the broom, like a fire stick, and just swing it round and round. And then maybe like jump over the stick. Nothing too creative, but just enough to get me a 9.5.
Also 9315 says, what was the best upset game? I think St. Peter's or Iowa State. What things have you seen of the tournament so far that Utah State needs to do to get there and be competitive?
Size, speed, and a shooter. So whatever their 2019-20 team was, that's exactly what they need. Because that 2019-20 team would have won a couple of games in that tournament.
Yeah, I would have loved to
They would have
seen
been
that
in the
team.
Sweet 16. That is one of the biggest tragedies
The depth.
in Utah State basketball history.
Yeah, the versatility, inside out. Boy, I would have loved to have seen that team. They would have won a game, at least one.
Oh, yeah, they would have won. I would have them winning, too. I was so confident they were going to. I was bummed out, man. That's, like I said, one of the biggest tragedies. So, yeah, whatever that 19-20 team was, that's what they're going to need to go do. They'll hit the portal. They're going to hit it hard. They're going to try and find some ways to shore up their roster. Look, that was their first year in the Mountain West Conference. So let's, just give them a little bit of leeway here. Everyone's like, oh, Blake Anderson can win the Mountain West Conference Championship. You should be able to, too, Ryan Odom. Nah, give him some time. And by the way, that Mountain West Conference in basketball is about as loaded as it's been since 2011, Jimmer Fredette's year, right? I think we haven't seen it that loaded since then.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Really good. So what does Utah State need to do? Yeah, there are a number of issues that need to be addressed. And Oregon exposed them, almost all of them. What Utah State needs to do to get better.
Hey, by the way, just seeing this, Utah State's former Utah State star Kyler Fackrell signed with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Interesting.
That's a good sign.
And see Bobby Wagner looks like he's heading to Dallas.
Yeah, what in the world? Wow, that's great.
Interesting.
That's a great pickup for Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
And they need to shore up that defensive area. It's been rough for those guys.
Right. And they always need good leaders on that team.
Absolutely. Yep, I would agree.
435-339-0321 if you want to chime in about the tournament or the Utah Jazz. Jazz had a nice win last night over the Knicks, and the Jazz have been out without Bojan Bogdanovic for a couple of games. Mike Conley's been in and out of the lineup. Juancho Hernan-Gomez, they've been using him a little bit. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has suddenly come along. It seems like Rudy Gay is starting to find his role a little bit more.
Great.
Are we finally to the point of the season
Good
where
enough
this Jazz,
for another first-round exit.
Are we to the point of the season where this Jazz roster is finally coming together like we'd hoped that they would when it was originally put together, with its versatility and multiple guys doing things, or is it just they've gone up against some subpar teams and we can't?
You're just trying to find any silver lining in this, aren't you? Year after year for you, it's the exact same thing. Just stretching yourself, Eric, to find silver lining about the Jazz basketball. Give it up already.
Well, look,
Stop.
No, look what the Jazz have done over the last little stretch here.
What have they done, Eric?
They beat Chicago, which is a good team.
That's a good team.
They beat the Clippers.
That's not a good team.
With no real starters available.
No real starters for the LA Clippers either.
They had most of their team available.
I didn't see Kawhi Leonard or Paul George.
Kawhi Leonard, that's two.
That's their team. That's their team.
They went on the road and beat New York.
Okay, it's the Knicks. And by the way, that was Donovan Mitchell's little audition to go be a part of the New York Knicks in 3 to 4 years.
Now, look, a lot of great players go and ball out in Madison Square Garden. Doesn't mean that they're auditioning for a future home.
Man, that's tough to say. That's tough to say. Look, LeBron had it pretty good where he was at in Miami. That's why he stayed. Steph Curry's with Golden State, no-brainer. Michael Jordan with the Bulls, not going to happen. Kobe Bryant with the Lakers, he wasn't going. Donovan Mitchell with the Knicks has serious tread. You lose Donovan Mitchell, you reset this franchise back to no Gordon Hayward. You're going back to 2012-13. And if Quinn Snyder does go to the Lakers, yikes.
Yeah,
okay,
so
Producer Butters?
I'm good.
Okay, or her.
Okay. There are rumors starting to fly that Quinn Snyder's name has popped up for a possible candidate to replace Greg Popovich when he calls it good in San Antonio. And his name is also just recently being popped up as a potential replacement in Los Angeles for Frank Vogel.
Now, both of them are via Marcus Stein, and I don't know who Marcus's sources are. I don't even know if the guy still has sources. I would think that San Antonio is a lot more realistic than the Lakers. I don't know if the Lakers are like, yeah, Quinn Snyder's our answer. I don't see it.
But the thing is, Quinn's had a successful program in Logan.
Yeah.
In Salt Lake.
Absolutely.
Winning at a high level.
Yeah.
With the Utah Jazz for several years. His team has outperformed the San Antonio Spurs the last couple of years.
Yeah, let's say last couple. Let's not say several.
Several, okay. This year, certainly outperforming the Lakers in the win-loss column, not in head-to-head. But look, and there are also places where he used to coach. So when you're going to look at if these coaches are going to be there long or not, who is being successful now, who used to be there. So Quinn Snyder's name is naturally going to come up.
Well, and the Lakers have had a habit of taking guys who used to be an assistant there and making him a head coach, right? Dale Harris back in 1990s, late 90s. Phil Jackson, I think, is one of those lone rare guys who was out of basketball. Lakers brought him back, got him to L.A. after him being in Chicago. But Mike
Rudy
Brown,
Tomjanovich, he didn't have connections to the program before.
Did he? Where did he play in the NBA?
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. He did play for the Lakers.
Yeah.
He did have a stint.
There you go. All right, yeah. How does it feel to be, You like that? You like the little sauce? But Mike Brown was an assistant turned head coach. Tyronn Lue was with LeBron James, and that supposedly somehow got him a job with the Lakers. That wasn't great. Luke Walton was one of the worst decisions they had made in a long time in regards to coaching. Magic Johnson was a former player, then turned head coach, and that went south quickly. And so Quinn Snyder, former assistant. I think Frank Vogel is on his way out. I don't see how after this year they keep Frank Vogel here. Or with LA. I just don't see it. So then, is Quinn Snyder the right option for the Lakers? He's got a great basketball mind, really, really, really smart. Eric, but guess who makes the decisions for the Lakers?
LeBron James.
Exactly. And you think LeBron's going to be like, yeah, give me the guy who coaches the Utah Jazz. I just don't see this at all whatsoever. And he's the one guy that he's like, yeah, let's go get Quinn Snyder of the Utah Jazz.
Quinn was the coach of the All-Star game last year. Not this year, but last year with Team LeBron.
Well, we say coach, he's just sitting there. He's chaperoning.
No, I'm not saying because of how he coached the All-Stars, but he had exposure and connections with guys that were on that team. That otherwise, just instead of being on the opposite side of where they're on the sidelines in a normal game.
I don't know. I just think it's a more realistic candidate that they pull Quinn to San Antonio whenever Pop calls it quits. Whenever, I don't know.
That's assuming that the Jazz are just not going to put up a fight and just let him walk.
The money that LA and San Antonio has compared to Utah is...
You really think San Antonio has that much more money than Utah?
I do.
I disagree.
Yeah, I do. I think they have that much more money. And I think it's a lot more attractive destination than Utah. You've got great developmental talent in San Antonio. You've got a really star-shining roster in LA that Frank Vogel just does not know how to use correctly. Utah is a place where, Donovan Mitchell wants to go to a big market place, and if he does, it's going to be easy. 3 years and he's gone. Right? Rudy Gobert, and if you lose him, like I said, you lose Donovan, you reset the franchise back to their really horrendous time of Tyrone Corbin, which was just not a happy time for anybody.
If they still have... I disagree with you on that. I think as long as they have Rudy Gobert, they can find another piece.
Nobody else wants to come to Utah.
That's not true.
There's nobody else.
Rudy Gay came to Utah. Hassan Whiteside came to Utah. Bojan Bogdanović came to Utah.
You know what? Look,
Mike Conley re-signed to stay in Utah.
No,
Jordan Clarkson wants to stay in Utah
because the money was very big here, and he wasn't getting that kind of money anywhere else. Hassan Whiteside has been what for the Utah Jazz this year?
A great backup.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Okay, what about Bojan Bogdanovic?
What
about Mike Conley?
Mike Conley.
Those guys are starters.
Mike Conley got incredibly overrated money to be here. Mike Conley was overpaid to be here to play half of a basketball season. He wasn't required to play 82 games a year.
And when he's on the court, the numbers do not lie. Every player is much better. The numbers say it.
Oh man,
when Mike Conley's on the court, everybody plays at an elevated
level. And now I know I'm gonna make a shot because Mike Conley passed it to me. Oh, just don't. I know what you're trying to do right now. Stop it. It'll blow my brain up.
What I need to do is take a timeout.
Yes, think about what you've been saying. And go sit in the corner.
If you want to weigh in, 435-339-0321.
This is Dave Simmons for Les Olson Company. Your team's in the locker room ready to get out there and play to win, but you see a player you don't recognize. They're wearing your jersey and even know your coach's name. But who are they? Would you let this stranger look at your team's playbook? That's exactly how phishing attacks work. In 2020, the number of phishing attacks against businesses doubled compared to the previous year. Don't take risks. Take action with the Les Olson Security Suite. Get your free network assessment at lesolson.com.
Hey, it's Jackson with Mountain West Motor, inviting you to check out our new location at 615 North Main in Logan. If you're looking for a rig that will turn heads on the road, each vehicle on our lot has been customized and built for your adventure. Whether it's hauling kids, hauling trailers, or roaming in the mountains, choose from our collection of trucks and SUVs at Mountain West Motor like no other dealership in Cache Valley. Visit us at mwmotor.com. Mountain West Motor, built for your adventure.
Girls, us guys are always trying to score some brownie points, but we need all the help we can get. So dropping some subtle hints is helpful, such as your favorite food is Italian, you love the color green, and you want the ring from Jarek's Fine Jewelry, the place with the bright green cars on 930 North Main Street. Okay, so it might not be so subtle, but that's okay. Remember, we need the help. Make it special, make it Jarek's. Now remember, just tell him it's the place with the bright green cars.
West Point Dairy Products at Hiram is hiring. West Point Dairy Products has been manufacturing high-quality butter for over 25 years in Cache Valley. They're currently expanding and want you on their growing team. West Point Dairy Products offers competitive wages for entry-level positions starting at $18 per hour, full benefit packages, double time on Sundays, a $2,000 sign-on bonus, and tremendous opportunities for growth. For immediate consideration, call Express Employment Professionals at 435-213-9595.
It's time to vote in Best of Northern Utah, and Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning would appreciate your vote again this year. They were named Gold Medal winner in 2021 because of their amazing service, and they look forward to another Gold Medal season. Go to Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning's website or Facebook page for a quick link to vote. Remember, you can vote once per day. Thank you for supporting Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning.
We're not comfortable until you are. Advanced Heating and Air.
Elements has delicious lunch specials, 2 for $30, or the new soup, salad, and bread special for just $10. It's tasty and quick. Elements' lunch menu is full of scrumptious items prepared with a personal touch. Wood-fired pizzas are an excellent choice that include barbecue chicken and the bee's knees. The fresh battered halibut fish and chips with seasoned fries is always a hit. And don't forget the fan-favorite Munster Burger. Casual or professional. Open Monday through Thursday, 11:30 to 8 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11:30 to 9 p.m. Visit theelementsrestaurant.com for reservations today.
Northern Utah and Southern Idaho's home for sports. It's the Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Hey, when you buy Napa Auto Parts, you should know you're getting the best. You need a new battery, new wiper blades. When you pull into one of the 5 Preston and Providence Napa stores, they'll not only make sure you get the right battery or wiper blades, if you need it, they'll also help you install it. So you need work done on your car, recommend a dozen Napa Auto Care centers with ASE certified technicians. That's the Napa know-how to get you back on the road quickly. So, Ajay, look, I know you have no faith in the Utah Jazz whatsoever.
I don't know why you do.
But can you not recognize the way that the roster is playing right now? There's some guys that are we've been hoping to play significant roles that are starting to come into their form a little bit.
Great, do it in May. Wonderful. Now go do it in May against playoff competitive teams when you're a playoff caliber champ, supposedly a Western Conference Finals caliber team.
So how much do you take from the game tonight? It'll be against the Brooklyn Nets.
No Kyrie Irving, I don't take anything. Give me a full healthy playoff roster and let's see him duke it out.
Okay. So no judgment whatsoever until after the first round for the Utah Jazz.
No, in the first round. What do they do in the first round? What do they look like? Are they still crap in the bed? And can Rudy Gobert guard anybody on the perimeter? And can Donovan Mitchell not play hog ball during the final 6 minutes of a basketball game? Can Hassan Whiteside box out somebody that's 5 feet shorter than him? I'm just asking simple stuff.
Jazz pregame coverage will start at 5:20. Cut into our show for next hour, but we got some part of the 5 o'clock hour to talk about things. We'll get into that coming up next here on the Full Court Press. Stick around.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. It was on Friday when the Cleveland Browns sent 3 first-round picks to the Texans for Deshaun Watson. The Browns were supposed to be out of the running for the quarterback, but they had a change of heart. The trade makes the AFC even more formidable. The enhanced competition isn't what makes this story so intriguing, though. The Watson deal has the potential to go down as one of the bigger ones in NFL history. This is only the second time one team has traded 3 first-round picks. The other was the famous Herschel Walker trade with the Cowboys. The Browns also awarded Watson a fully guaranteed $230 million contract, $80 million more than the previous record. And on top of all of that, we're not even sure if Watson will be playing this year. A lot of risk, but at the end of the day, if Watson can play like he did in Houston, all that could be a small price to pay in the end as Cleveland tries to end a near 30-year search for a great quarterback. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. And now, a message from Discover about real rewards. If you're a loyal credit card customer, you should be rewarded for your loyalty, preferably with something that you actually want and something that you can actually use, something like Cashback Match. Discover matches all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year automatically, dollar for dollar, because when it comes to rewards, you can't go wrong with cash back. Finally, rewards that make sense. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations do apply.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Near historically low rates combined with rising home values means that you could have more home equity than you might imagine. And if you're considering a refi, an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot could save you thousands. Ask about our smart term loans, cash out, and over 300 loan options to find just the right mortgage loan for you. Call now, 866-888-LOAN, or go to loandepot.com. Loan Depot, where home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 174457.
When you buy Napa Auto Parts, you're getting the best. Need a new battery? New wiper blades? When you pull into one of the 5 locally owned Preston to Providence Napa Auto Parts stores, they'll not only make sure you get the right battery or wiper blades, they'll even help you install it. And if you need other work done, they could even recommend a dozen Napa Auto Care Centers with ASE certified technicians. Napa Auto Parts.
Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
Hey golfers, I invite you to come to Birch Creek on Wednesday, March 23rd from 5 to 7 and sign up for Birch Creek's Men's Association. Enjoy a free burger and Pepsi, compliments of Birch Creek. Our punch passes are on sale at the spring sale price. So if you love golf, I hope to see you at Birch Creek on Wednesday, March 23rd from 5 to 7 for a free burger and Pepsi and get your discount punch pass. That's Birch Creek Golf Course in Smithfield.
Call 1-888-4-ALANON. Al-Anon Family Groups.
The home for Sports Talk Radio. KLGN Logan. 106.9 FM. 1390 AM. The Fan.
And here's what you need to know.
The Falcons traded quarterback Matt Ryan to the Colts for a third-rounder. Indy had traded quarterback Carson Wentz to Washington. Atlanta gave quarterback Marcus Mariota a 2-year deal. The draft is just over a month away as well. The Saints re-signed quarterback Jameis Winston a 2-year contract worth over $20 million in guarantees. He's returning from a torn ACL. Buffalo signed backup quarterback Matt Barkley and added running back Duke Johnson. The New York Giants signed running back Matt Breida. The Colorado Rockies gave a 6-year extension to third baseman Ryan McMahon. It's worth $70 million. Phil Mickelson is not on the list of golfers for next month's Masters. Tiger Woods is still listed as a participant. Among the 9 NBA games tonight, Miami's at Philadelphia in a half an hour. Joel Embiid and James Harden of Philly each out tonight, but Jimmy Butler is due to play back from an ankle injury for the Heat. I'm Steve DeSager.
A presentation of Sports Talk Radio.
It's this man. It's the compassion. It's the dignity. It's the wisdom. It's the horse sense of the guy.
You know what? This is crap. We're gonna stop this.
I can't stand it. Run it again. Huddle up and run it again.
We're rolling now.
I think so.
Microphones are on.
Marker 8-10, go.
The Aggies.
Merrill for the lead. He's got it!
The Jazz.
Stopped him. Open three. Yeah!
The high schools.
Waffle's going to take it on the quarterback draw. He's to the 30, the 25, makes a move to the 20, 15, 10, 5. He's into the end zone.
If it's the sport you care about, we're talking about it.
Number 4 of my best non-sports sports. Wife carrying. I beg your pardon?
It's the Full Court Press with Eric Frandsen and Ajay Salvesen.
Because what you're really saying when you're using all this blabberish is, Ajay, you were right and I was wrong. That's what I'm hearing from you.
106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday.
But who are we? We're not Dan Patrick or Colin Coward.
Eric Frandsen and Ajay Salvesen. That's who we are.
Hi.
435-339.
It's good to be back.
0321 if you want to chime in and join us on the Guild Mortgage text line.
Oh, it's
been a couple of days since we've been on the air with you.
I've got a story about the number text line that you have to hear. You can't hear it on... Well, I don't know if... Should I tell it on there? Maybe not. I've got a story for you that is going to blow your right toe off.
Okay. 5452. We didn't get to this before we had to take the timeout. But, Eric, what in the world does Rudy Gay signing in Utah mean for people wanting to play for the Jazz? Does Rudy Gay even play?
Thank you, Piranhas.
He might get on the floor for 10 to 15 minutes some games and fills up the stat sheet with a bunch of solid zeros. Dude is washed. Maybe the Jazz just overpay washed-up guys.
Thank you.
No, that's the Lakers that do
Thank
that, right?
you. No, it's the Jazz, too. Jazz are really good about that.
Prone to a little bit of that. Last night was an okay outing for Rudy, wasn't it? I gotta look. I don't know what his stat line was.
Like every other month, he has an okay outing. Hey, guys, look, Rudy Gay's back. We're shaping into that playoff team.
13 points, 7 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks in 26 minutes of play. A plus 23. That's not bad. I'll take that.
5253. If LeBron is the decision maker, make him the coach and expose him for the idiot he is. Unpopular opinion, I know, but regardless of him putting up numbers, I don't think he has the mind to manage a game like people thinks he does. Both Kobe and Jordan played at a cerebral level LeBron couldn't ever dream of achieving. Okay, and you know what? I'm going to dance with 5253 on this and agree. Because you know what's really bugging me? Is everybody's like, I saw this stupid graphic on Twitter that was like, oh, LeBron's about to surpass whatever point record. Is he the GOAT of all time? No, just because you scored lots of points doesn't make you the greatest. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did it. I don't consider him the greatest of all time. Karl Malone did it. He's not even in my top 10. Karl Malone's not even in my top 10. So no, I don't think LeBron is the greatest of all time because he breaks the scoring record. It just means that he played for a really long time and scored a lot of points.
Right, Carmelo Anthony is high on the list of points. Is he considered the best?
No!
No, nowhere close.
And he's not even the top 10.
But, look, LeBron James, has he had influence on the rosters wherever he's been?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Anybody is putting their head in the sand if they believe otherwise.
When you take Matthew Dellavedova and J.R. Smith, not sober J.R. Smith, to an NBA championship and win it down 3-1, you're pretty darn good.
No question.
I'm not saying he's not, but to be like, he scores all these points, he's the greatest of all time. That's not how this works.
It's unquestionable. He's an amazing talent. He's a great player. And he has taken some pretty average teams to the NBA Finals. He's taken good teams to the NBA Finals and won. He's taken average teams to the finals and played pretty close. But I think he's inserting more and more of his influence on roster decisions in LA, and we're seeing that the general manager needs to be able to insert his own wisdom as well.
Absolutely.
And
I would agree.
Check that at the door and let LeBron go willy-nilly, and we can see the effect of that. And LeBron is unwilling to own the mistakes of this
exactly
roster.
Right.
And that's what has so many people upset.
Spot on. Absolutely 120% correct. People are blaming the general management of the Lakers for the construction of the roster that it is right now. Why are you blaming them? Blame LeBron. He wanted to play with Carmelo. He's like, I need an assist point guard. Give me Russell Westbrook. I need... Let's
get all the old has-beens together. And
he gave away some great talent to bring in old guys that have not transcended into anything of a helpful product for the Lakers, in so much that they're in 10th place. And he wants to shift that blame onto the front office. But that's LeBron James.
The Lakers are 2.5 games from missing the playoffs.
God, please let it be.
San Antonio Spurs could displace the Lakers. San Antonio Spurs are 2.5 games behind the Lakers for that number 10 spot. What's also weird is that the Brooklyn Nets are in the 8th spot in the East.
2947. Ha! Don't people know LeBron is the GM of the Lakers? Laughable. Massive party at my place if the Lakers miss the playoffs. I'm going to that party, and we are going to roast LeBron. We're going to have a circle, a kumbaya, with a fire in the middle of the living room, and we are going to absolutely roast LeBron James.
Right, and we've talked about this before, right? There are certain teams in sports general that you cheer for, and then there's other teams that you actively cheer against. You root against them at all odds. And the Lakers are definitely in that category where you root against them. The Dallas Cowboys, most people root against them.
Yankees,
a lot of people root against them. The Patriots of the last 20 years.
Everybody roots against them. Everybody hates me. Yeah.
And people are doing that against the Lakers right now, and it's a lot of people are having a lot of fun doing it.
Oh, it's been great. 4781. Because of his antics with building a team, LeBron won't even ever pass Kobe's legacy. I agree. Kobe never said, you know what? That guy sucks. Get him off my team.
You don't think Kobe ever said that?
No.
Come on.
No. Absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't have this guy in my roster. He doesn't help us. You don't think Kobe ever said that?
I do not think he ever said that. No, I'm serious.
Come on.
I'm serious. I don't think he ever said that.
You gotta be joking.
No, I'm
Michael
dead
Jordan
serious.
had to have said that. Kobe Bryant had to have said that at times.
No, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant would just make fun of them until they got off the roster. Until they just decided to quit the basketball team. They would just absolutely pierce into their soul.
Michael Jordan was famous for that.
Them.
If you saw The Last Dance,
Kobe Bryant was the same way.
Did that a lot.
Kobe Bryant was the same way. He never kicked Dwight Howard off the team. He just made fun of Dwight. He never kicked Shaq off the team. He just made Shaq's life miserable. In so much Shaq, the biggest bully of them all, left the basketball team because he couldn't do it anymore with Kobe. 4781. Kobe just didn't pass the ball to sucky guys. That's right, dude. There's a clip where they're playing Portland in Portland, and there's a wide open guy on the right of the wing, and to take a 3-pointer to tie it, he's being double teamed, and he pump fakes 3 times, pulls it, and makes it. There's a guy wide open on the right. He's like, I don't trust you. I'm just gonna go make it myself.
6891 also wants to go to that.
Oh yeah, hey,
Laker
2947.
Laker failure party.
When this happens, we need to invite our texters who hate the Lakers, and we're going, and we're making this a whole big shindig.
1570, greatest of all time is not about stats. Don't get me wrong, stats are a part of it. There's an eye test that LeBron doesn't pass. He does not have the killer instinct that MJ or Kobe had, which, how many NBA finals has that guy gone to? I don't know about that. Perfect example was last week when he was under the basket, decided to pass instead of score. If that was Kobe or MJ, you know there's no way in heck they're going to pass the ball.
And he said, no way in hell. I'm going to correct him. Because here, Eric, I'm going to be honest. He doesn't have that killer instinct like MJ or Kobe had. He's absolutely right.
Down 3-1 against the Warriors, and he doesn't have killer instinct.
Oh, hi, Kyrie Irving.
Into it.
Oh, hi, Draymond. Let me go kick someone in the groin and then get suspended for Game 6. MJ or Kobe finds a way, even if it is by them doggone selves, they'll go find a way to go win that ball game. They don't go like, oh, hey, let me
you don't
stand
make
in
it
the
to that
corner.
many NBA finals if you don't have that kind of a killer instinct.
Himself be that guy. You better be doggone terrified of me because I'm going to take this shot and make it. If LeBron takes an open three, everyone's like, that may or may not go in. If Kobe takes a contested double team three, you're crapping your pants if you're on the other team because you think that thing is going in. Kobe Bryant and MJ had that assassin-like mentality every game, my gosh, they wanted to blow out teams. They wanted to embarrass guys. LeBron doesn't have that in him. He's soft. Charmin toilet paper soft.
5-2-4-2. Interesting timing. Kobe said these guys are soft as Charmin.
Yeah.
That means he wants them gone.
Yeah, but he's not going to go to the front and be like, hey, go boot them off the team. He's going to go to Dwight Howard and say, dude, you absolutely suck. You are a waste of $5.3 million of our salary. And you're wasting my time, and you're the reason why we're not making the playoffs. He's just going to go belittle the dude until Dwight's like, I'm done. I don't want to play basketball anymore. I want to quit.
4781. Why is Quinn being rumored as a replacement for Frank Vogel? Look, if you succeed in basketball and you had a stint as an assistant somewhere where that team currently is playing bad, they're going to look at guys who used to be there and are doing well now
as
potential replacements.
Good, yep.
I don't think that means Quinn Snyder has said that he has interest. I think that's just that, look, the Lakers are bad right now. Who currently in the league is having some success who spent time in L.A., who can come in, understands their culture, understands what it's like to be here because they were here before, and can help us get out of this mess. Oh, look, there's Quinn Snyder. He's been a successful coach in Utah for many years.
Great at developing players, too.
Could he come here and just, if he had the resources and the talent that he hasn't had in Utah, get us back in championship level?
I think that the right offer will attract him well enough that he would leave. He still has 2 more years on a contract, 3 actually, I think, but I think it would attract him enough. So you're 5-4-5-2. Eric, what's LBJ's finals record? He does not have a killer instinct. Eric, I still go back to the 2011 NBA Finals when Dirk Nowitzki and a bunch of old man scrubs versus LBJ, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh at their prime in their peak, and Dirk Nowitzki beat them. And LeBron James held himself in the corner. Didn't want anything to do with the clutch. He was LeBron Choke James. He was LeChoke James. He was LeSoft James. Mentally weak James. Kobe might have lost by 39 in the NBA Finals to the Boston Celtics, but you know what Kobe did that day? He took 22 freaking shots, and he played in the fourth quarter because he was like, if I'm going down, I'm going down swinging. LeBron's like, oh my gosh, I've got a cramp, and it's because the AC in San Antonio doesn't work. I got to sit this one out.
LeBron's been to 10 NBA Finals, and how many has he won?
6.
1, 2,
or 7. He's 7-10 because he was 6-9.
3.
He won 2 with Miami, 1 with Cleveland, 1 with the Lakers.
4. He's won 4.
So he's 4-10.
4-6.
Just throw me up. Oh, we got to take a break. Eric, before we do, don't forget Mount West Motors. Okay, Logan newest truck and SUV dealership is located at 615 North Main Street. Great selection of trucks and SUVs, especially customized for your next adventure. Whether it's hauling trailers, kids, or me, or roaming the mountains, Mountain West Motor has unique selection of vehicles. Go to MWMotor.com or stop by 615 North Main Street in Logan. Big thanks to them for being a fart. Just go to break. Go to break. Don't. Leave me alone.
Hi, this is James Stevens with White Pine Funeral Services. At White Pine, we value compassion, integrity, and service. We are committed to serving you and treating your family as our family. We will be here when you need us most, to listen, to help, and to provide exactly what your circumstances require. At White Pine, we promise to dedicate our time and attention to you and your family. We invite you to come by and meet us. We're confident you'll feel a difference.
Since 1896, couples throughout Utah have shopped S.E. Needham Jewelers for their diamond engagement ring. We offer our integrity price guarantee on a beautiful selection of unique, high-quality diamond engagement rings. Gals, you'll love our rings, and guys, you'll love our prices. We price our diamonds at internet pricing. Review the web and come see, hands-on, our beautiful selection. Shop and compare. Get S.E. Needham quality at internet pricing, where Utah gets engaged. S.E. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block, at the sign of the clock.
The Full Court Press. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and online at 1069thefan.com.
Reminder, abbreviated show today here on the Full Court Press. Utah Jazz pregame coming up at 5:20, tip off at 5:30 as they take on the Brooklyn Nets. Running through a quick line for the last 50 seconds of the show, going through some of our texts that came through. Peyton Manning said the most valuable player is a player that makes the most players around him valuable. Jordan made people better. Peyton made people better.
Tom Brady
depends on people around him to pad his own stats.
Yes.
He's dependent on them. Doesn't make them
yes.
better.
Great
4781. Lakers can go suck a moldy foot.
Yes, please, mine.
1570. Don't get me wrong, LeBron James is a great player, but he's nowhere near the greatest of all time.
No.
Probably top 5, but
yes.
even that is arguable for some people. Everybody is MJ. Has MJ at least 1 or 2 on their list, no matter who they are.
Yes.
And 6891, Coach Snyder is good until the playoffs come around.
Absolutely.
That's going to do it for us. Have a great night, everybody. Utah Jazz pregame coming up in just a few minutes.
Now an NCAA tournament schedule preview sponsored by Geico. The first weekend of March Madness in the books, and now it's on to the regionals.